Hello people, in this video we are going to study about Android. So let's take a look at the contents. We'll look short introduction in history, Open Handset Alliance, architecture and applications of Android, activity life cycle of Android applications, some tools, and then advantages and disadvantages, and finally we'll learn to create your first app in Android. So, what is Android? Android is an open software platform for mobile development. It is intended to be a complete stack that includes everything from operating system through middleware and up through applications. There were basically four persons behind the creation of Android, which was founded in Palo Alto, California, United States in 2003, and later it was acquired by Google in 2005. The Open Handset Alliance was formed in 2007, and the first version of Android Software Development Kit was released in 2007, and initial release was 2008. Uh, so the Android is mostly used operating system in smartphones and tablet in today's date. So why it is used so widely? There are several reasons for it. That it is open source, it is large developer uh, community reach, increased marketing, inter-app integration, reduced cost of development, higher success rate, and rich development environment. So let's see the versions of Android till now. Uh, right from 2008 to 2016, there are several versions you can see on the screen. The first version was Alpha, and the latest version is Nougat, which was released in August 2016. So, what is Open Handset Alliance? Open Handset Alliance is a group that is in charge of Android smartphone operating system, which was created by Google and many companies which creates and produce handsets of or tablets of Android are the members of this alliance. So the uh, architecture of the Android is roughly divided into five sections and four layers. And so this is the architecture. You can see the four layers: applications, application framework, libraries, Linux kernel. So let's get started from the bottom, the Linux kernel is basically used as hardware abstraction layer. The reason for using Linux is because it provides driver models, and in a lot of cases existing drivers are there. It also provides memory management, process management, and a security model networking. A lot of core operating system infrastructure that are robust and have been proven over the time. So the next level up. So this is the next layer. It contains native libraries. It has several components such as Surface Manager, Media Framework, SQLite, OpenGLES, FreeTypes, and etc. OpenGLES and SGL is used for the graphics of 2D and 3D. Then these all are written in C and C++. So it is exposed to developers through the Android application framework. In the Android runtime, there are two components: core libraries and Dalvik virtual machine. a key component kind of Java virtual machine specially designed and optimized for Android. The DVM enables every Android application to run in its own process with its own instance of DVM. And it provides the most of the functionality available in the core libraries of the Java language. So the application framework, this provides many higher level services to the applications in the form of Java classes. The Android framework includes the following key services like Activity Manager, Content Provider, Resource Manager, Notifications Manager, View System, etc. The next is application, which is the topmost layer. This the written application is to be installed on this layer only. The application provides a set of core application such as email client, SMS program, calendar, maps, browser, contacts, etc. So let's see some applications. There are several categories of applications which we use, like music, sports, travel, weather, finance, books, utilities. These all applications are developed in Java language, that is Android Software Development Kit is used to develop them.
Activity lifecycle of Android application. Activity starts over here. Here the Android system initiates its program. It goes to the onCreate method. In onCreate method, it's first callback when the activity is first created. Then it goes to the start. Over here the activity becomes visible to the user. It goes to the onResume method. Here when user starts interacting with the application. From onResume it goes to the activity in the running state. When the activity is in the running state and other activity comes in front of the activity, it goes to the on pause. In on pause, it is called when current activity is paused and the previous activity is been resumed. When the activity is no longer visible, it goes to the on stop. From on stop, the activity goes to the on destroy. At the on destroy, the activity is destroyed by the system and the activity is then shut down. Android tools. Android tools are used to develop the mobile application on Android platform. There are the three most significant tools. First, the Android emulator, which is a virtual mobile device that helps us run our application in actual runtime environment so that a programmer can design, debug and test the application. Second, the Android Development Tool plugin. It is the Eclipse IDE, which adds powerful extension to the Eclipse integrated environment. The last, the Dalvik Debug Monitor Service, DDMS. It is integrated with Dalvik. These tools let us manage the processes on an emulator and assist in debugging. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of Android operating system. So let us start with the advantages. The advantages of Android systems are that it is open. It is open because it allows you to access core mobile device functionality through a standard API calls. It is all applications are equal. Android does not differentiate between the phone basics and the third-party application. Even the dialer or the home screen can be replaced. It is fast and easy development. SDK contain what you need to build and run the Android application, included different tools. So the disadvantages. The disadvantages of Android are security. Security, it lacks in security because making source code available for everyone indirectly invites the attentions of the black hat hackers. Open source. Open source is the biggest disadvantages of Android. It is the biggest disadvantage because open source developed in is that anyone can examine the source code to find the weaknesses and write exploit. Login. Platform does not run on an encrypted file system and vulnerable to login. Now let us see to create our first Android application. For developing the Android application program, first we need to set up the Android environment. For the Android environment setup, we require the JDK, the Eclipse IDE, Android SDK, and ADT plugin for Eclipse. Okay, so let us begin. First, let us open the Android Eclipse. To access all your app, you need workspace. So you need to choose the same workspace every time. Okay. This window pops out when you are done by selecting your workspace. Now to create a new application, we'll go to Files, New, and Android Application Project. Over here, we have to mention the name of our application which will be displayed on the smartphone. So let us insert first app. Next. We'll just continue. Next. Here you can choose the icon to be visible on your smartphones. So I'll change it to circle. Next, select a blank activity. The activity name. This is the name of your Java class. And this layout. It will be the name for your XML. Let us keep it as it is. That doesn't really matter. Okay, so after clicking on the finish button, this is what it appears. Over here, on the left side, this is the overall project structure. The main activity Java file. This file gets converted to the Dalvik executable and run application. So we need to go to the activity main.xml. Over here, we can see the graphical layout of our application. So let's start creating our application. We would just remove this hello world and insert a large text. We need to drag and drop the whatever widget we want from here. There are different kinds of widgets, text field, layout, and number of things available at the palette. Over here you can see the properties of the widget we have just dropped. This is the ID which would be recognized in the main activity Java file. So now let's just change the text of it. I have named the text as my first Android application. I would just press enter, and this is what I've changed my text to. Okay, so when we are done finalizing the application, this is what our application will look like. So now to run the application, we need our cell phones to be connected to the device, or we need to create an Android virtual device to run our application. So to run our application, we need to follow a few steps. We need to create an Android virtual device and emulator. So to create it, we would go to the run command. At run command, we would go to run configuration, select Android. Over here we would select target. As there is no Android virtual device mentioned, we'd go to the manager. We'd create a new device. Let's name it. Select a device that would be compatible for your application to run. Select the target. Okay, so here you can see our virtual device has been created. So we would just close it. So as we have created the emulator, the Android virtual device, now we need to run our application. So to run our application, we would just click on our application name, package, right click on it. We'll just run it as Android application. As we click on Android application, it would automatically open up the emulator. It might take few minutes to open it up. This is how the emulator will look. So to run our application, we just need to unlock it. Automatically our app has been popped up. This is our app. To again select your app, you just need to click on the home button. This is the app we have created. So by selecting the app, it will open up. And here is our first Android application.